like what he says about this infrastructure and so forth and other things, but this guy is sharp, really sharp. Um, let's see what he says.
I'm super excited about those because they look super polished, or AAA quality like those in the gaming world might say. And that's honestly what we need for Web3 games to really take off and prove the haters wrong. Now, DeFi and GameFi are great, but they're kind of old news as far as niches go. But Solana has a new niche that's developing in its ecosystem called DPIN that other blockchains don't have. DPIN stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Networks, which just means that they are using crypto to improve physical networks like the.
And he talks about those physical networks, but you're going to see also, you're talking about the internet, we're talking about power companies, we're talking about mechanical and industrial stuff. So this is pretty powerful. But we're also talking about speed, and we're also talking about non-taxable profits here too.
Internet, electrical grids, or transportation. And the most notable project here is Helium, which is building a decentralized wireless network that both machines and people can access. What's really interesting here is that they started out with their own blockchain infrastructure, but they made the huge decision to migrate over to Solana. They actually spent a lot of time analyzing the different options out there, and they concluded that Solana had everything they need. That's why I think all the DPIN projects will eventually decide to build on Solana, because their fast speeds and low fees are perfect for this use case. Alright, so be honest with me. Are you super bullish on Solana by now? Well, if you aren't quite yet, then part 4 of my case will surely convince you. And that's Solana's unique consumer strategy that no other blockchain has. You see, the crypto world mostly caters to developers and degenerates more than the real world consumers. But that's where Solana looks to differentiate itself. Like, check this out. They have their Saga smartphone, right? That's the kind of product that we're used to seeing from big tech companies like Apple or Google, not a crypto project. But their phone is a premium Android device and has received a lot of early praise. It even comes with something called Seed Vault that stores private keys and lets users use their fingerprint sensor to sign transactions with ease. That's not all, because Solana Labs also launched a ChatGPT plugin recently. With this plugin, users can buy and list NFTs, transfer tokens, review transactions, interpret data, and even discover NFT collections by floor price. So it's kind of like having our own personal assistant in Solana land. And for those of you using the Brave browser, you now have access to this Solana name service, which means you can connect your .sol account and browse censorship-resistant web.
Now I just changed back over to Brave browser. I've been using it. I haven't changed, but I've been using it. But I lost my wallet. I created a new wallet. There's a lot going on in Web 3.0. There's a lot going on in the development area of cryptocurrency. When you get into physical products, when you get into physical infrastructure, electrics, you get into cell phones, you get into shipping, you get into physical assets, land, real estate, you get into other physical assets. That's a game changer.
Websites there. So basically in the future, we may be using our Saga phones, asking AI to do on-chain stuff for us, approving those transactions with our fingerprints, and interacting with dApps with our .sols in our Brave browsers. Yes, I know we're still at least a few years away from all that, but you got people like Raul Pal calling Solana a quote, consumer application chain. And personally, I think that's quite fitting. Anyways, I know you're itching for a price prediction, so here we go. I think the best way to gauge Sol's future potential is to compare it to Ether's performance last cycle. Back in 2018, ETH dropped over 90% down to around $80. But in a few short years, it did a 50x and rocketed to over $4,000 at the peak of the next cycle. So with Sol hitting a low of.
Now, could history repeat itself with this new technology? It sure could. Is it a guarantee it's going to happen? No. But it's possible. It is possible.
Let's say around $10 during this bear market, I think it can easily 30x from those levels to $300. That means even now at around $25, there's close to 15x upside. And with everything listed in my 4-part case, I think it could go even higher than that. But what do you think about my case and my prediction? If you liked it, perhaps
let's go to this second video. We'll give you a source for both these because this guy's got some really sharp reasons for why he's going into it. Let's go to this one here with Kathy Wood.
And by putting their money into Bitcoin with also the economic crisis that has been going on around the world, people have actually put their money into Bitcoin more often. And by obviously putting more money into Bitcoin, it has risen in price dramatically, the most since the 2021 bull run, I believe.
In terms of the ETF that is launching, that invests in equities related to Bitcoin, what do you think will be the better performer over, let's say, 5 years? An ETF that invests in the equity related to Bitcoin or Bitcoin itself? We believe Bitcoin will be the better performer longer term. But this is a diversified exposure through equities. There are companies, we're trying to find the company that is going to produce the digital wallet.
Yes, so obviously regarding which asset would be worth more, the Bitcoin or the Bitcoin ETF, the biggest differences between them is the taxes. Obviously, if you put some money in the Bitcoin ETF or potentially put that, since it's not available yet. If it's, for an example, like 15x's or 100x's even, we can all obviously dream. You won't get taxed on that. So the taxes is one of the biggest reasons why.
So the Bitcoin ETFs and not being taxed on that is one of the biggest reasons that people are excited about it, if I understand this correctly.
Or it's one of the biggest differences in the Bitcoin system and the potential Bitcoin ETF system.
That will be a very important position. Is it Coinbase? Is it Square with Cash App? Is it Robinhood? In Latin America, is it Mercado Libre or Nubank? So the overlap is there between this ETF that invests in the equity with the holdings in some of your other ETFs like ARK Invest. Probably the biggest overlap would be ARKF, the fintech portfolio. Yes.
You just mentioned a number of companies, all of whom have had stocks that have been challenged, including Robinhood. How do you think about those companies right now?
Yeah, so the question is obviously very fascinating, as he's taken more of a traditional view on the situation with traditional companies and traditional stocks as opposed to the cryptocurrency stocks or the potential cryptocurrency stocks that we've been talking about in this video. So yeah, let's see what Kathy has to say regarding this question. Yeah, I'm very interested.
Well, we do think that each of them has a very good opportunity in the digital wallet space. Basically, if you think about WeChat Pay, that kind of digital wallet where all financial services take place, there's peer-to-peer interaction, there's commerce over it. We believe that the rails in the United States have been good enough, but WeChat Pay showed the way, and I think we have.
But is that a one-player winner? Meaning, and by the way, Elon Musk would like to be that winner with X.
Absolutely, and
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Elon Musk and X, as that's pretty much what his plan with X is. Something like the WeChat or the WeChat Play or Pay app that's been very popular in Asia, more specifically in China. So yeah, that's very, very interesting that he mentioned that.
I think he's got big plans. Absolutely. He started in the fintech space and, of course, sold out to PayPal. So, yeah.
I mean, on Coinbase, I used to go down and I had like 4 pages of coins and eventually it got to the point where people said there's Bitcoin and everything else. Do you think is there an application for blockchain that involves something that Bitcoin does not lead the world with? Is there something else that you'd put in here?
Sure. The reason we have focused as much on Ether, Ethereum as we have is we think, that is the smart contract network. That is the decentralized finance network.
So Bitcoin and Ether, anything beyond that?
Well, there are infrastructure players. Solana is doing a really good job. I mean, if you look.
Yeah, very interesting that you mentioned Solana. So yeah, obviously, I knew that she was gonna mention it, but watching this first time, it was very, very interesting that I heard she was gonna mention Solana, or I heard that she mentioned Solana. Obviously, it is like a faster Ethereum in a way. So yeah, let's see what she has to say regarding that.
Look at Ether was faster and cheaper than Bitcoin in the day. And that's how we got Ether. Solana is even faster and cost-effective than Ether. So, there are infrastructure plays. We do believe Web3, digital assets. That's a big idea, actually. Digital assets with property rights. First time ever online that we're seeing property.
You see that some bears with Bitcoin have said, okay, there will be a Bitcoin 2.0 that someone comes up with. I don't know whether there's something more perfect. Is there anything more perfect? Can there be?
Yeah, that's a point I've seen made a lot on Twitter in the crypto space as a whole, but I don't think there will ever be a Bitcoin 2.0. I think Bitcoin was, because it was the first and how successful it has been for so long, it's since 2009, and I believe there are maybe even some viewers that are younger than that, so Bitcoin might be older, so there's some viewers that are currently watching this video, so yeah, that's crazy, and it still has stuck around as the #1 cryptocurrency, so yeah, I don't think there will ever be a Bitcoin 2.0 in the traditional sense anyway.
Be something more perfect?
I think most people understand that Bitcoin is the money revolution. This is the first global,
A lot of people don't say that because they haven't read anything about it.
right, private, so no government oversight, digital, very important, rules-based monetary system in history. And Art Laffer, my professor, mentor, and friend, when we did our first paper on and took our first position in Bitcoin in 2015, when he understood what this was, he said, I've been waiting for this since they closed the gold window in 1970.
Almost. Yeah, so that was the video, guys, as you heard.
All right, we're going to leave that off here. Just very powerful. Think about the potential that digital currencies have in the legal realm, in the financial realm, and in the solid assets and application realm. We've got nice cell phones with this digital company, but we've got infrastructure, industry, shipping, manufacturing applications, cheaper fees, faster speeds, and transactions. That's a winning combination, three or four ways. And so I'm going to put some money in Solana. I'm sold on it. I am sold on it. And that's going to be my investment for this coming year. We're going to just focus on Solana. I like it. I like it a lot. That's it for me. This is Roger Martin here from the Links Montana. I'll give you both those video sources and take a look at them. Good day.